I'm just going to carry on from Dan as he's added the samples to the shipment, and as you can see there's a color coding system here which validates like the samples. So with the yellow color coding, it's just like more of a warning. So as you can see for this sample, it has the same subject as the first sample here in line 1, but the sample identifier just slightly different, but it also has the same collection, so just coming up just to inform you of that. The other one, which is the red, which is critical, this sample has the same subject and same sample identifier as the sample in row 1 here, but the difference is that the collection dates are different. And then for this sample here, it has the same sample identifier, but it has 2 different subject IDs and the collections are the same, so that is also a critical error. So what I usually do, I have to just write back to collaborators and just confirm the sample and what is the correct information. So at the moment I will just leave those as red until I would hear back from the collaborators. So once everything seems okay, we can register the samples. So basically, to register the samples, you just select them like this, and then we go to register selected samples. And an Excel sheet will pop up, and this is what it looks like. And it has given it a internal collection ID, and this is what we look at. So this can be closed. The other samples can also be registered that are not in red, so I'll do those ones as well. The sample down here, which is also in yellow, just means that it's a duplicate sample because it has the same subject, same sample identifier, same collection as the sample above here, and that's fine. So we'll just select these samples and just register these as well. And once again, an Excel spreadsheet pops up. So it has the information here with the sample identifier, subject, the collection date, your volumes, volume unit, has concentration unit, so it's taken the information that's on that screen and it's assigned a internal collection ID, and also has an internal subject ID and internal sample ID.
The collection ID basically uniquely identifies the collection event, so if a bleed is taken from a subject at a certain time, that will have the same collection ID, even though that may have been pipetted into multiple tubes. So yeah, 2 tubes can have the same collection ID if the samples were sourced from the same collection event. And this spreadsheet here just confirms what Linda has just registered.
And then the rest of the sheet also has the sample comment, viral, and date of birth as well. Alright, so we can close this, and the next step, once the samples have been registered, we allocate them to containers. So if I select the first 3 samples, you go allocate container position, and we select as per manifest because those are the positions we would want the samples in. So you just click on as per manifest, and this will come up saying if this is like a new container type and we don't have it, then it tells us to create one. So we'll just click OK, and it will come up for all the samples that have the same container type. And then we go create container. Then you choose your container type, like if it's in a 96 wall plate, is it going to be a 9x9 box or 10x10? I'm just going to select 9x9 box, and the container name is called plasma test box 1, and you press save, and it will say that the container has been saved, and you click OK. So once that has been created, you just have to go under here, so under container pool, click, or we can click on as per manifest is the other option as well. So if I click on as per manifest and then go click save, it should register our samples into these containers.
That's because the system, see on this container name section here, the system looks into our limbs to see if a box of the name plasma test box 1 already exists. So if it doesn't exist, it will ask you to create that box in limbs. So by clicking on create container, that's basically what we've done. And now our containers have been, our samples have been allocated those containers as per what was given on the original manifest.
So once it's been saved and that pop-up has come up, we can just go cancel, and then we have a button here that says shipment summary. If you click on that, it will give us all the information in the spreadsheet. So as you can see, these two samples has been registered into this container, and these are the positions it will sit in. As you can see, it also lists all the other samples we've registered, but you can also see that it has not been allocated a container as yet. The other option we have as well for allocating samples to container, for example, if we do these 3 DNA samples, allocate container position, but at the moment in our spreadsheet you can see there's no container that has been placed into yet. You can also, if you will wish to put into an existing container, you just go under container pool, you can select this arrow tab here and list down all the different DNA boxes, and you can choose the box that you would like the samples to be placed in. So I'm just going to put into this box called test DNA box 1. Select, and then you click use container, and it will pop up here, and also it will tell you how many free locations there are in this container. And since I don't have what positions they're meant to be in, I can't use as per manifest. So what I would choose is use all available locations. So if you click on that, and we'll know what are the next available locations to place these samples in. And then you just click on save, and container allocation succeeded, so that's been registered into a container, and you just click OK, cancel that. And if you click on here, you can also see that it's turned a dark green color, so that means these samples have been allocated container positions. And once again, to see that whole registration summary sheet, you just click on shipment summary, and it just pops up here. So you can see that we registered these 2 plasma samples, and we registered the 3 DNA samples, and it's given the positions of where they have to go in. And from this spreadsheet, I would use this, and I will go into lab and then just label our samples. And that's pretty much it.